episode of BassKings Radio. I am your host, Brian Carter. And guys, this is a solo event this week. You guys all know this podcast comes out on Monday. And I think was it Tuesday? Wednesday is New Year's Day. So we're only a couple days away from 2025. So on this episode of BassKings Radio, I wanted to kind of take a look back at BassCast as a whole. But we also have a special guest as well. This is a pre-recorded with Mr. Kevin Dawson as we take a look back at the first year of the 2025 BassKings solo series on Smith Mountain Lake and get his thoughts and opinions. And this is a look back episode right here of BassKings Radio. But guys, before we get started, I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to welcome all of our new followers, everyone who has checked us out in 2024. 2025 is going to be another great season of BassKings Radio with me, Thomas, and Bass Geek. I want to thank Thomas for coming on in, this year with me and Bass Geek. But got a lot of different opinions, which is great. Thomas keeps up with what's happening locally right here in Central Virginia, Maryland. Yes, hear it. Fishing the DMV. Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. Make sure you guys are subscribed to his podcast as well. And you guys all know he drops them each and every week. I think Thomas up to like 4 shows a week and a Monday Night Live, which we love the Monday Night Live. It is awesome. And me and Geek have had the opportunity of being a part of that. Also, Bass Geek. If you guys have not checked out his channel yet, you're crazy. You should have already. The channel is amazing. Great tips, techniques, lures. He keeps you in the know with what's happening in the world of tackle fishing, bass fishing. He's helping you catch more bass. So make sure you guys head on over and follow Bass Geek as well. And wow, like I said, what a great season. Added a lot of great new followers to BassKings Radio. Our group, if you're not a part of our group, go ahead and head on over and subscribe now and be a part of the group. And also, wherever you listen to podcasts or if you watch BassKings Radio on YouTube, we got a BassKings Radio channel. Hit subscribe there as well. Hit the notification bell so you do not miss an episode. And like I said, wherever you listen to podcasts, leave us a comment. Hopefully positive, because I think we do a great job. So I think it's one of the best podcasts right now out there where you get 3 different opinions on some great topics that are facing the world tournament, bass fishing, as well as bass fishing as a whole. So, like I said, let's talk about it. Let's see here. News. What we introduced for you guys new in 2025 was our newsletter. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's grown. I think we're up to about almost 1,700 subscribers. If you have not subscribed to our newsletter, please go over now. I'll leave a link in the comment section below where you guys can subscribe to our newsletter. But I want to thank Calvin Herndon, who came on with us this year, Mr. Bruce Callis, and Carson Maddox that came on as well. They are our writers for our newsletter. It is a bi-weekly newsletter. We're not blowing you up. We're not spamming you. I am sending out different, like if we run a contest, I am sending out just a little blurb because I have noticed a lot of people miss a lot of things in social media because it's so much out there. This right here will help you combine what's new, what's good, what's happening, and keep you up to date with just a simple newsletter. Scroll through it, read, check out what's new. And on the line, that's what it is. Be a part of it today. Also, you guys all know, I think year before last, I started before the first cast. It was a podcast show I want to make on Fridays, drop every Friday, and just be like a 15 to 30 minute show talking about what all is going on in the area, topics that, can't host a whole entire 1 hour show. But a 15 to 30 minute show is perfect. And I want to thank our boy Calvin Herndon for taking that over this year, taking some of that off of my plate. The show's been great. People are loving it. It's all on BassKings Radio. We're not going to make it 2 separate podcast downloads yet. So you just hit subscribe BassKings Radio and it automatically pops up on Fridays. Also, the website. Holy cow, guys. What a year on the website. So many new people checked us out. Thank you guys for that. We have almost hit 1 million page views. Did you hear that? We're really close to 1 million page views in 2024. And I know in 2025 we can do it. So we're gonna start something I think pretty cool. Road to 1 million. That's right. Road to 1 million in 2025. That's gonna be the slogan. I think we can do it. I know we can do it. And it's all because of you and all of our new followers, social media followers. And let's talk about that real quick. Facebook, 7,500 new subscribers in 2024. Checked out the Basscast and subscribed. And we're growing each and every single day. I think we're growing by like 100 every single day. So thank you and welcome to Basscast Radio, thebasscast.com, all of it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being a part of that. And last but not least, we could not have done any of this without our sponsors and without you. Smith Mountain Lake Tackle Shack. Check him out in his new location. Angler's Choice. You guys got Missile Baits. New products coming out from Missile. Check them out at the expos this season. And last but not least, when it came on mid-year, want to special thank Ultra Health for coming on with us and being a part. They do a lot with what's happening in Moneta, Smith Mountain Lake. If they've got a location in Bedford, I think they got 3 locations total. So if you live anywhere in the areas, and Ultra Health has got you covered. I mean, if you got a hook you got to get taken out of your finger, you got hurt at the boat ramp, or if you just got sick, head on over to Ultra Health and let them get you fixed up and back on the water. So, again, guys, thank you to everyone that's been a part of us this year. Last but not least, I want to say this, and we've had a lot of people reach out to us the last couple of weeks and, can you help? And I understand a lot of people like, yes, I would love to help everyone. But the way this thing kind of works here at thebasscast.com is you guys need to share. Share our content. Subscribe to our content. I ain't gonna lie to you. We've talked about it many times. We have Google AdSense on our website. And the more you share, the more money it goes in the coffer. And the more money and the more ability that we can help with different events like we did this past year. We sponsored the Liberty University Fishing Club. And we had a little bit of extra money. I think we gave away $200 to the champions this year. They raised a lot of money, which is helping them in the 24-25 season. So I can't give unless you subscribe, unless you share. And that happens across everything. I mean, our YouTube channel, our podcast show, our website, social media, it's all monetized and it helps pay the bills. So when you come ask for me money, I got to be like, have you shared our content? Have you helped us? I mean, I hate to say it. It's just the way it rolls. So like, subscribe, and share. I've never been one of those ones to say that, but make sure you guys do it. And it helps us grow. It helps us make money, which helps us in return support small clubs like the boys from the Liberty University Bass Fishing Team. Guys, thank you for everyone who fished with them in 2025. All right, guys, here it is. I had the wonderful opportunity sitting down Mr. Kevin Dawson at the final BassKings event down on Kerr Lake. The schedule is already out for 2025. He's going to give it one more run, so you guys make sure you all support it. But it was a really good event this year and some amazing payouts on top of that. I mean, guys, high entry fee, great payouts. It's just the way it works. But we're talking about people taking home $3,000-$4,000 for first place on an average, based on how many boats. You guys all know how it goes. But check it out. Kevin Dawson, tournament director of the BassKings Smith Mountain Lake, as well as the CATT Smith Mountain Lake Trail. All right, guys, we're sitting here with Kevin Dawson, the tournament director for the CATT BassKings Solo Series. Smith Mountain Lake, Bugs Island, you guys end up running it this year. Talk about, the thought about when you guys decided to, I know you didn't really have a lot to it, but you did get to say yes as a tournament director. And when you said, okay, we're going to do this, and you went forward with running a solo series on top of running another series that you run on top of that, how has it panned out for you and your thoughts on it so far?
Well, so like anything, when you're trying to get something new off the ground, you don't expect it to just blow up instantly.
Yeah.
Even when we started the team trail, it started off, smaller, and it's grown every year since we did it. With the solo trail, we were taking the feedback we were getting from all the guys that fish with us. And that feedback ranged from they didn't enjoy fishing solo tournaments where they had a blind draw with someone they didn't know,
right,
to they wanted a solo series where they didn't have to travel maybe quite as far away, so they didn't have those room expenses, those lodging expenses. And the guys also, they had talked about they really wanted an opportunity to fish for more money on their home bodies of water. So that being said, that's Brett, he kind of came up with this, and we kind of ran it by everybody. And, we're going to definitely try it again next year with pending permits. We're waiting on those dates to see what we get, but we're going to try it again next year. I would say it's been successful. We've had, decent participation. The payouts have been really good for the number of boats that we've gotten. Everybody has talked about that. And a lot of guys, it's harder and harder to find somebody you trust to fish with all the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys have talked about it's nice to have a series where they're not competing against two people in the boat. Because some of these guys have been fishing some of the team stuff, but they've been fishing solo.
Right.
So, that was the thing. And like I said, we're going to try it again for a full season, hopefully, and then we'll evaluate and see if it's something we want to keep going with.
We saw last year, with the introductory of forward-facing sonar, and, it's been around for a while. You guys all know that. But the push in forward-facing sonar, that a lot of the anglers did not, were looking at going to that solo series events. We saw it here in the CATT series, but we also saw it in other leagues as well that are, of the same caliber, I guess you'd say, of the CATT series. And you're wondering how much of an impact that really meant for a lot of these anglers, on top of the amount of money that's being paid out at each and every event. Because the money is paid out, but you got to also remember, on top of the money being paid out, the big money being paid out, there's a big entry fee as well. We're not talking about $30, $40, $100 entry fee. We're talking about a couple $100 entry fee, because you have to have it a couple $100 entry fee to make it worth your time to show up.
Right. So that, it's that part's just simple economics. Bigger the payout means bigger entry fee. That's just the way that works. And the one thing that we're going to try to do next year, of course, we kind of started this late in the year. It's basically, this has been a fall solo series. But hopefully, we're going to take all the feedback that we've been getting next year. If we run it the way we envision it, again, it's all pending permits, we're going to have events spaced out throughout the year. So guys who are comfortable with forward-facing sonar, they're certainly going to have their time to shine. But then guys who are not comfortable with it or don't like it as much, we're hopefully going to have some tournaments in those months when the forward-facing sonar is not near as big a deal.
Right.
So we're going to try to kind of, I guess you would say, for lack of a better term, allow the angler to pick their poison, so to speak. And then by doing a points the way we do it, it's almost like who can do what they do really well, who can stay on top, and then who can do what they don't do well good enough to stay in contention for that points. So it's kind of like you have to get out of your comfort zone if you want to compete for the points the way we're going to try to run this next year.
I know another tournament series down in North Carolina, and they did a non-forward-facing sonar event just for the heck of it, to see what would happen. And the crazy thing was, guys, the people who won were the people from the week before that won with a forward-facing sonar event. So, it goes back really, and you guys all know this, it goes back to your time on the water. The time you spend on the water, the time, playing as a team. And a lot of these solo team events that we're a part of here, a lot of these guys have been fishing for a very long time. And they have found partners that they work well with. And I think that's such a big thing now in the team series aspect of it, is finding a partner that you work with. I mean, it's a marriage, really. I mean, because you're working off of each other's strengths, and that's what a marriage really is, but it's in bass fishing.
It is, and it's funny that you brought that up about the guys who won the week before were the same guys that won the next week without. So what we saw in the 5 qualifiers that we had for this solo trail, the first qualifier was won by Chad Green, and he does a mixture of both. Chad can fish with the graph, he can fish without the graph.
Yeah.
And then, you move down the line, Ryan Mace won an event. Eddie Glasscock won an event. Neither one of those guys are big on forward-facing sonar.
Nope.
They fish traditional. And
Ryan's got a boat from 1970, guys. I give him crap all the time. I mean,
And Ryan blew it out he blew it out the water. The one he won, I think he had 22 pounds.
Yes.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
And he literally blew the boat out of the water on top of that.
He did. Unfortunately, he would have been here today.
Yes.
I know he's having some boat issues. We certainly wish Ryan the best and can't wait to see him back out. And then, of course, Dennis Stump won an event.
Yep.
And Dennis, he very much likes forward-facing sonar.
Very much.
Very much likes forward-facing sonar. I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm trying to think who our other winner was. It was Chad, Dennis, and Eddie.
I think that was it, wasn't it?
No,
you had one that you covered down here.
Yeah, that was the one that Eddie won.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Tyler Trent won one.
Okay.
Tyler Trent. And Tyler's shown his versatility over the years because he can certainly do both. But he's also very good offshore, and everybody knows Tyler's very good with his electronics.
Yes.
But Tyler's just a very good fisherman.
And spends a lot of time on the water.
Spends a lot of time
we all
on
know,
the water.
We can just kind of throw the whole thing about Tyler away. I mean, we love him, and we love the ability he has, but he has turned us in, like a lot of the young kids that we have on our show, into a job.
Yes.
And this is a career pretty much for him, and as long as we have tournament fishing, he'll be able to feed his newborn baby. Yeah. Because, he really has turned it into a career. But let's get back to the solo series itself.
I just want to say, if Tyler's feeding his newborn baby off of tournament fishing, he's going to have to put that baby on a diet with as much money as he normally wins. I'm just going to throw that out there.
But the solo series itself, guys, really has put kind of separated everybody. I mean, if you're willing to invest that type of money on top of that and come out and win these events, it really does set you apart, other than winning, that your skills are better or just a little bit more ahead of the curve than everyone else's. And yes, you could probably say half and half this past year, the forward-facing sonar has played a major role in these events. But on top of that is the time on the water and the people who, pretty much every one of them that won has had hundreds and thousands of hours on each lake.
Yeah, I think one of the best pieces of advice that anybody ever gave me, and you see guys show up all the time and they're like, I'm not on anything. They're like, I had a terrible practice, I'm not on anything.
Oh, yeah.
But the question is, why did they show up? And you know why? Because they believe that today could be that day. They have enough confidence in what they do and how they fish that it could happen that day. And so I would say, sometimes the entry fee may scare some people away. If you don't feel like you have the ability to show up and win, then, probably a lower tier tournament may be better for you while you're trying to get your feet under you and learn where you fall with the competition. But, for guys who really want to compete for a higher payout and the guys who really want to just compete by themselves, see where they stand, this is a great opportunity. The membership is cheap for a year. You're talking $50, and the payouts are a product of how many we put in. We're paying back. We don't keep any of that money except the membership, and we're paying it all back. And so it's we hope next year it'll grow. We really do.
So like Kevin just said here, guys, we're paying. Not we, but he's paying out thousands of dollars each and every event, and that's even on just a few events. Now, you guys all know CATT. If you don't know, CATT has side pots. And the side pots do help, the eventual payout. And a lot of guys do love the side pots. But the money's still there. It's a heck of a payday. On top of, it's a day by yourself out on the lake, and you're putting your skills against your lake. Because we've seen, like I said, most of the winners that have won this past year are studs on their body of water.
Or studs at multiple bodies. I mean, you name
yeah.
that whole list. I mean, Eddie Glasscock, great at Bugs Island, good fisherman, been doing it for years.
Yep.
Tyler Trent, been doing it for many years. Dennis Stump, the last 4 or 5 years, has really come on as a great angler. Of course, him and Steve Christ, they're also fishing our team trail.
Yep.
And they've been really tough to deal with this fall in the team trail. Ryan Mace, anybody who knows anything about Ryan and his dad, they're going to compete to the last minute, and they're old school fishermen, and they're so good at it. So good at it. And, of course, Chad Green, you know, everybody knows what Chad does at Smith Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
He's really, when Chad's on his fish, he's very difficult to deal with up there.
But each one of those guys has had a team partner, and we're talking about team partners for many years.
Yes.
And we're not talking about someone who just found a team partner in the last year or two. We're talking about someone who's had a lifetime partner for 5, 10, 15 years that they fish with and have worked off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. 2025, it's right around the corner. We're getting close to the very end. Believe it or not, Kevin, we almost done with this thing.
Yeah, it's it's been neat to see the participation. I hope we're going to continue to see it grow, because I think there's a real opportunity here for people that don't want to travel across the United States but still want to fish for big paydays. Mm-hmm. And for guys who really want to test how they stack up against other anglers. I mean, let's face it, you can show up and you can fish a team tournament as a solo angler, but, you know, let's be honest, that's a big disadvantage.
Yep.
When you're fishing solo and you've got another team that actually has both people there, you got 2 lines in the water, you got someone to help with netting fish, someone to help with culling fish, you have an extra person to practice during the week. If you have 2 boats, you know, you can split the practice time. And so it's a lot harder, in my opinion, to compete in a team event as a solo. This levels that playing field.
It does.
It levels the playing field. It's all on you. You know, what do you got for that day?
Yeah, and we all know a lot of anglers ourselves personally who have been fishing solo by themselves for years, and they just enjoy that part of the period. And I'll be honest, guys, I ain't gonna lie. If I had a boat, 5 fish tournaments at the level they do, I would probably want to be by myself, because there's so much money so much money on the line these days. And, you know, even from a 100 boat to up to $100 entry fee to a $5,000 entry fee, the elites and all the professionals pay. It's just, that will sometimes eat at you more because you got somebody in the back of the boat and you said, I need to perform well today. And
yeah, it's 100%. But I think most of these guys, if you asked any single one of the ones that we have fishing here, the payouts are great, but they're not doing it for the money.
Yeah.
It's not. These guys are fishing because they love it.
Yeah.
The money's a bonus. And when you get to that level where you've got confidence enough to come out here and compete, mm-hmm. you know, if you fish good, the money will take care of itself. And so, you know, for these guys, like I said, the money's just like, well, here it is December. The money'd be like a nice Christmas present. But these guys just want to win. That's what it comes down to. They want to win.
So guys, I want to talk to you guys a little quick here. We've posted a lot of comments here lately about the elites and a lot of the larger tournament series, and about the payout changes in 2025 that's going to happen throughout all the leagues. And it really breaks down to someone wanting this plaque that we have right here behind us today. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we get to post this plaque up on the wall, and it's something that you can never take away from anybody, really. Yeah,
I mean, you know, in addition to that, you know, we're paying our points out today too. So we got money going out everywhere today, and so it's but the guys that won our fall team points trail, they said they both told me, they were like, the money's going to be nice, but they want that plaque. They said we want that plaque. That's what we want, because let's face it. I mean, the money. No matter your product of what you make, no matter how much you get, you usually spend it right out the other side.
The money goes fast. The money goes fast, but that plaque will be on your wall forever.
The plaque and the memories will be there as long as they're there. Absolutely.
All right, before we wrap this bad boy, what's been your biggest takeaway from this year? I mean, from what you've watched is, you know, with the solo series and just the reaction from a lot of the anglers. What's been your biggest takeaway?
Aside from the fact that I probably should have turned pro this year, other than that, I'm super appreciative of all the guys. I mean, they come out and support these things, and can't do it without them. And they're a great group of guys to fish with and to be around. And I'll be honest with you, I get as much out of running the tournaments as I do out of fishing some of them. I enjoy it.
So you guys heard right here. Come on out next year, 2025. The schedule will be dropping soon. It'll be on the basscast.com as always. We have the largest tournament schedule listing anywhere in Virginia. It takes me 2 days to put all the tournaments on the website. That's how long it takes to put them all. So if you have a schedule that we don't have, it's not my fault. It's your fault. And it's not your fault that you're not growing, because I know a lot of people. So come on out, be a part of the basscast.com. Kevin, man, we appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, and before we go, Brian, I will say that one thing we all try to do, I mean, and the one complaint that I always get, I just want to address real quick, I do my best to avoid all the other big events. But it's, guys, you know this, there's so much out there to fish. You can't avoid everything. We do the best we can.
Yeah.
We set our schedule, so please understand the dates that we pick. Most of the time, there's a very good reason why we've picked the dates that we have, because most of the time we don't really have a choice in a lot of that. We have to take whatever permits we get. So we appreciate your support. If it doesn't work out, hey, we're not angry. Come fish with us, the next one with us. You know?
I'll be honest, that's why one of the reasons why I lowered the bass cast down to you only have to fish a couple to qualify for the championship, because there is so much. But we know a ramp is going to help take care of a lot of that next year. And we're sitting at it right now. We're going to not bring it up. But next year is going to be a house cleaning, let's just say that much. Unfortunately, there's only going to be the stronger are going to survive, and the ones who are willing to pay are going to be willing to survive.
Especially on certain venues, 100%.
On certain venues. So there's a lot happening. You guys have heard it all, Basscast Radio. My boy Thomas Fishing DV brings it up a lot, because we see a lot of stuff happening above us that's starting to trickle down, and we're starting to feel some of the pain. So appreciate you guys listening to this little talk here with Mr. Kevin Dawson, the tournament director from the CATT Solo Series on Smith Mountain Lake, as well as right here on Buggs Island. So thank you guys for tuning in. All right, guys, you heard it right there. What a great episode. One thing, sitting down with Kevin and talking about the season, the
no doubt that my likes on Facebook.
Solo event, and what all went into it this past year. Like I said, schedules are out. For the Smith Mountain Lake Bass Kings, we got a lot of schedules left to be put on the website. The basscast.com tournament schedule is complete. We are going out of Smith Mountain Lake in 2025. For you guys who are who do get our newsletter, it will be in our next newsletter, which is going out January the 2nd. Like I said, guys, we'll put the link for that in the comments below. And it's just a way to help keep you guys up to date with what's going on. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Basscast Radio. And again, thank you to Thomas, my boy Baskey, our sponsors, SML Tackle Shack, Angler's Choice, Ultra Health, and Missile Baits for being a part of this and making it a success in 2024. Guys, 2025 is only 2 days away. If you'd like to be a part of what we do here, we'd love to have you. Just message us or email us media@thebasscast.com. Be a part of what is going on in the world of tournament bass fishing, because I think we keep you in. We keep you in the loop of what's happening. So thank you guys again. Thank you for being a part of the team, and see you all in 2025.